Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. I'm going to give a double honor to the elders apostles of Great Millstone who do rule well. And the salutation to the hopeful elect out there, pushing and striving to stand this truth. I did a video on this about the chick, because something about it didn't seem right. But basically, the police arrested her. And the police who arrested her is called the morality police, okay? And this is what this place over here is low on. Babylon the Great is morality. If you try to instill that in this generation, they look at that as a sign of a hater, hold back. They just don't see the benefit, okay, of having morals, okay? So, I'm about to put this video, okay? It's about to show the hypocrisy of the West, okay? And while the scriptures say that the nations, okay, that was gathered with her, okay, that was drunken off of philosophies, okay, drunken off of wine, is mad, all right? Because the effects of the West is affecting the East now, okay? And we all came from the East, okay?
Both things must be discussed together, and we are going to do this. Now, the media says a woman was killed by Iranian police. They are evil. Women are standing up to this regime. This is the real heroic story. A lot of that is true, right? But it necessitates context. So let's back up and talk about what's happening. The protests revolve around Islamic rules, particularly for women. They began after a 22-year-old woman named Mahsa Amini died in police custody after she was arrested for wearing improper clothing. Originally, the media was reporting that it had to do with the hijab, but most recent reports are that it was because her pants were too tight. She was in Tehran with her family on a visit, but she is not from that city, so she was less familiar with the rules when police took her into custody. Even though she and her brother asked for leniency when they were stopped by police, they said, "We're not from here, we didn't know, please don't take her in," but they took her in anyway. Now, reports began circulating that she was beaten to her death while she was in custody, and she died after going into a coma a few days later. And that is what sparked these protests in the days after her funeral. But then the Iranian government released this video showing the moment that she collapsed. So we are going to show it to you. I will talk over it because it has, it's in Farsi, and I'm going to assume you don't speak that. So let's go ahead and play it. So you see her walking into... I'm sorry about that. You see her walking into the station and then looking where to sit, and she sits for a while. Now, again, the reporting that she had been beaten previously to this is interesting because her body language doesn't necessarily show distress. She certainly does seem exasperated by the ordeal. She doesn't exactly know, is someone going to...
Now, I'm about to fast forward this because this is not the point that I was trying to bring up, but it's about to come up with it. This is just the overall, when the story initially came out, this was the narrative they were trying to paint. Also, I was watching, I like watching Pearl, a channel about the little white chick who be saying how these women be lying and, bringing out the hypocrisy of women not doing nothing wrong and not being a problem in relationships and things like that, okay? But on her show, it was a young lady who was pushing this narrative right here, who was pushing this narrative that that the world needs to stand up over things in this situation. They trying to basically looking at the East way of women being in moderate clothing, okay? Women being keepers of the house and women not having the power, okay, to use their seductive woes on men throughout different actions, okay, throughout the day, all right, because the West is built on that now. women have the power to use the goods of what they have, okay, and not being loyal to one man and being like with a family. She is promoted over here to use her body, okay, as a pleasure tool to reap benefits. But at the end of the day, it don't ever work out for the women because they become so bitter, and by the time when they ready to slow down, they're no good, okay, to no one, all right, because they have so many rods up in them, all right. So what we seeing right here, what I'm about to play, is the clash. We seeing the clash, and we seeing actually seeing being brought in, okay. This is what happens when you allow wickedness to promote itself within. Okay, it gets to ruin the people. Okay, it bring down the quality of life. All right, that's why Yahweh Shim outside set up laws and things of these nature. Okay, but let me go ahead and bring out a verse real quick. We'll go to Isaiah 46. Okay. Uh, Isaiah 46 and 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel should stand, and I would do all my pleasure. Okay, so in knowing this, okay, and knowing that we're living out a time frame, okay, we would have to figure out, okay, so what part is we living in where the Most High is doing His pleasure, okay, because what we have to realize is this is wickedness, okay, but this is the Most High will. This is the left hand side. This is the part of the story, okay, where the sins must reach up to heaven, okay, meaning that everybody would have to be indulged in sin, okay, well, wickedness continually only, all right, everything is corrupted, okay, every facet of life, every conversation, everybody doings, okay, is planted on wickedness, okay, everybody participating on a high level of it, all right, and that's what you're seeing right now. That's what we're seeing taking place in the earth right now. All right, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Two and 24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do it, and they that do hold of his side do find it. Let me read that again. Wisdom of Solomon 24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side, okay, do find it. All right. So these people, that's especially these women out here who's pushing for the freedom to wherever they want to wear, be as promiscuous as they want to, okay, following that type of philosophy, okay, 9 times out of 10 your ass gonna get taken out by your looks, meaning that you're gonna get gang raped in the times that's coming, okay. Your same energy that you put out is gonna be the same energy that take you out.
going to call me up? What's going to happen? Then she had no business being swooped up by police for just wearing those pants, right? And then there is this narrative of whether or not she was mistreated while she was in those who are paid by them. Now, he said on Monday, he said, I explained.
Here you go, because they showed the proof, because America was pushing the narrative that the police beat her up to death, but the video came out, shows that the young lady had just collapsed and died, okay, after they arrested her, okay, and it wasn't for the hijab, it wasn't for her hair being improperly covered, it was because she had on some goddamn leggings, some type of things from the West, what the West promote, show the whole butt cheek crack, the whole camel toe, leave nothing to, these women out here say they're with somebody, okay, but they walk outside naked, all right? Like, it's crazy. It's like having a car, buying a car, but riding around with the for sale sticker. It doesn't even make any sense.
Explicitly say that these riots and this insecurity were designed by the U.S. and the occupying fake Zionist regime.
Oh, did you hear that? He said this is a propaganda pushed by the West and the fake Jews. So, these are times we living in, man. These other nations are fed up, man, with Esau, man, bullshit, and empowering these women, man. Because, that's a good sign that your kingdom is about to fall. Once women start taking control and once women start ruling, once they become having to say so, and the fabric of how your society is ran is on its way out. All right? But listen to this, though.
And those who are paid by them. Now, maybe that's true, but this is clearly not why protesters came. People are coming out.
See, and it's crazy because this is why the other scripture come to mind, that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man, and he put over it the basis of man. See, Esau is the basis of the heathen. They the worst of the worst, okay? Because Iran, them, they're heathens too, okay? But even they have a little bit more morals set in them, all right? Esau is a fucking degenerate. They just, because you heard what she said, oh, yeah, could be, but the protests, you see what I'm saying? Because she looking at it as she want women to have the right to wherever they want to wear. She don't like that either. But she the worst of the heathen. Esau women have did a number on them as a whole. And half of their fights and battles is what the so-called black women and the nation of the other women try to cry for. And they never even had those issues. That's where the whole women voting and all this old shit come from,
In the street to protest Islamic law that dictates what a woman can wear, right? But the U.S. has been caught stirring unrest in Iran in recent weeks. So, of course, if you say that this is a protest stoked by Western powers, people accuse you of minimizing the movement. I don't want to do that. I want to acknowledge that both things can be true.
Right.
It can be exploited by the West, and it can also be a legitimate movement, a movement of legitimate intent, albeit a dangerous one. That's why it does matter who stokes it.
It's the exact same thing that happened during the Arab Spring, right?
See, shit, we're talking about it could be a legitimate intent. It could be a legitimate nigga, wherever they get that thought of, if their country been doing this, if they been not allowed, okay, women to have this freedom to wear whatever the fuck they want to wear, right? How could they women be raising up if they don't know any different? And because it's coming from you Westerns, man. It's coming from women like you. You know what I'm saying? And they're coming from an Edomite like this dude who never would say anything to his woman about what she wear. you know, and that's cool for y'all. But if another society have theirs set up to where no, we gonna tell our women this is what Edomites do. They don't like when there's structure, especially when it benefit your people. They always figure that whatever works for them works for everybody. Nigga, that's not how the way it go for no nation, because the Israelites, what worked for us, okay, that's what's gonna work for everybody, because what we got came from the heavens, man. The instructions we have came from the Holy Bible, man. Came from His law, okay, and that's the only way to be. But like the goddamn Edomites, bro, they get on my nerve, bro. Like you really got to pay attention to them, cause like they'll pick like the whole thing is wrong, but they'll pick one side and the wrongness because some of the wrong they like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, like, how they operate, bro.
Of course, this was part of it, right? It says there was, among young people in Iran, that there was this discontent. But at the same time, Western money and Western intelligence operatives absolutely using this as an opportunity to stoke violence and to create unrest in this country.
Right. It matters.
That is what they do. What it say? Devil come, okay? The devil, and we know what the devil means. It's not a dude in a red pitchfork. The devil comes from what? Latin diablos, okay? Which means what? Deceiver, okay? He's a deceiver, man. All right? But he come to what? To kill, steal, and destroy, okay? And how he over there deceiving that? Because here have people that's truly Edomite, but they look like Iranians. Okay, but they follow they bloodline go back to the Edomites. Okay, and what's some of the things they'll do? They'll marry men in power. Okay, to obtain some of that power, or they just play the field and get in through the politician ways. Okay, and start changing laws slowly but for surely. All right, this is what they do, man.
Because the West talks a good game about not interfering in other republics. It matters because the West is provoking people, if that part is true, into a cause that will bring about their own death.
Right.
Right? It matters because these are dangerous protests. And I had to sit here and I wondered, would I bring my daughters to this? Would I allow my daughters to then remove their hijab knowing how dangerous it is for them? Would I go, for them? Like, these are uncomfortable questions that I don't have to subject to my daughters, but this is why this is such an important thing. There's this viewpoint, though, of social change. Will this then bring about social change? Will it help shift the rules that these women live by? Maybe. In fact, you're seeing all kinds of inspiring images such as this, women removing their hijabs in protest and singing. But you will notice that they are careful not to show their faces because it's so dangerous for them. These protesters, the exact numbers are really hard to pin down because this is a continuing story. This protest is being stoked by local universities, and they say they are not going to stop until the laws change for them. And women...
See, so right now, they over there being pushed, okay, to change something that's a part of these people's heritage, man. The hijab and the women wearing all that, bro, that's been over there, bro. Okay, so, like, it's serious, man. And all praise to you, how about you, Shah, man, for allowing a remedy to be woken up to see what's really going on a whole scale, man, because, it's easy to get caught up in all day to day, but when you really, man, see, man, what this devil is doing, he's breaking down every aspect of life on all the four corners of the earth, man. Okay? I'm going to close it out with this. Second Esdras 11:39. Art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts? Okay? And we know what the fourth beast was, what? Rome. Okay? Rome, which is the revised Roman Empire, will be here. Okay, but it's from the same nation from the Romans. All right, whom I had made to reign. Who I have made to reign in my world. that the end of their times might come through them. Okay? And the goddamn Edomites, man. So they know what time it is. They can feel it. This is where we can feel it. They can feel it. All right? That's why I said has the wisdom out of the team and left, because they just so sloppy. They just became just like an obvious unfit ruler within the last 3 or 4 years. They just been making asinine decisions that the average Edomite is like questioning. You know, second address 6 and 7. Slocker, this is gonna be my last one. Then answered I and said, what should be the pardon asunder of time? This is Edris asking the most high. Yahweh shot. Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follow? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, okay? The end of this eon, the end of this goddamn bullshit. No. Okay. Basically, it's the end of living out Esau's blessing, man. Okay, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that follow. Okay, and it's about to be our time to rule, man. But the whole thing is our birthright was for eternity. Okay, so what's coming is not going to be changed. All right, but with that, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash, Shalom.